We're to be in the world, but the world is not supposed to be in us. I've heard the illustration. It's like a boat, right? We're like a boat, and the world is the ocean. A boat serves no purpose on the dock. A boat is supposed to be out in the middle of the ocean, right? That's where it's doing its job. But you know what's worse than a boat not being in the ocean? What's worse is a boat being in the middle of the ocean and the ocean getting in the boat. What happens there? You know, you're sinking. We're supposed to be in the world, but the world's not supposed to be in us. And what are some ways that we can let the world in? I'm glad you asked. All right, I'm going to give you some. One clear way to let the world in is to marry outside of the faith. To marry or date outside of the faith. This rarely works out. Listen, if you've already married somebody that's not a Christian, then God's will is for you to stay there and try to make it work. But the Bible makes it clear we should not be trying to date and marry people that are not in the faith. All right? I heard someone say, we don't flirt to convert. That's not God's plan. All right? That's not the way it works. Number 2. What about making binding business partnerships outside of the faith? I've learned this one the hard way. It doesn't work. You don't serve the same master. You don't have the same guiding principles. And you better be sure, if you're joining into a business partnership, that you're doing it with somebody that loves the Lord and wants to serve the Lord, because they will drag you down. Here's another one. Here's one that's maybe a little more applicable to the rest of us. What about filling our mind with entertainment? Music, movies, books. That glorifies evil. Talk about loving those that hate the Lord. Some of us would just pipe it into our house. You know, we sing Higher Ground on Sunday morning, and then you fill your mind with the mud of romance novels or books that glorify adultery and fornication. Or we listen to vile music that sings about wickedness, drunkenness, adultery. We watch movies that glorify violence and sin. The church, the unsaved people that we are around, and we're supposed to be around them, and we're supposed to love them and pray for them. But they should know that you're different. They should know where you stand. And they should know that there are things that you will not do. There should be some tension as you are out in the world. There should be tension. When your coworkers are gossiping, you don't have to say anything. But if you're around, it should get weird. When everybody's going to that movie, and they're like, hey, you want to... No, we know what the answer is. It should be kind of weird. There should be tension. When your business deal requires you to shade the truth, there should be tension. You know what that tension is? It's the Holy Spirit reminding you that you're different. And that's how it ought to be.